Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Let's talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, shall we? I recently watched this with my family on Disney Plus last night. So this is the next day, so I just watched the Hack the Movies review, so kind of refresh my memory of what happened. Of course, he was negative on it because, of course, he was. But I had no expectations because I don't know. Like, I was thinking about this earlier. A lot of movies this year are getting negative reviews. A lot of things bombing because a lot of people aren't going. And it's like, oh, what's wrong with these movies? What's wrong with these movies? I don't think it's the movies. I think it's the people. The people have the movies have not changed. The people have. Okay? But everybody keeps going, what is so wrong with these movies that people aren't going to see them? It's not that. It could be marketing. But I think it's the people. I think it's the people. People are just not into it anymore. People are all negative about everything. Like, a lot of the movies that came out this year, when a lot of people are listening to online, going into it, a lot of people were negative. And then when the movies came out, a lot of the reviews were negative. And that's because people are going in with little to no expectations and negative to neutral thoughts about it. Who the hell is this? About the movie. And so they're not really, they don't care. They're just going to see this movie to see the movie. They're not invested. And then when I watched the movie with a pessimistic outlook, that's what happened. Tony had been saying for months, before, or even the past year, that, he hates on Kathleen Kennedy, which, that's fine. But he's like, oh, this is going to ruin this. It's going to be a bad Indiana Jones movie. And so, when he went to see it, of course he thought it was bad, because that's what he thought it was going to be. Me, I had no expectation. I was like, Indiana Jones, it's fine, whatever. Okay, and I'm not trying to throw Tony on the bus. He's a very entertaining person. I'm sure he means well. He has his own opinions. Everybody does. But I just feel like, and it's not just Tony, it's everybody. It's just so negative on stuff. And that's why a lot of stuff is bombed. Like, stuff that didn't need to bomb. Like, The Flash shouldn't have been a bomb. But that's probably another can of worms why that didn't work. Flash was a good movie, by the way. And this was okay. Which is what I thought. It was okay. It wasn't anything big. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was okay. I had issues, because of course I did. But overall, I enjoyed it for what it was. We actually were supposed to go see this earlier this year. But for my son's birthday back in August, actually. And but the thing we were going to do like a mini golf and go-kart thing, but they were closed. Because we went on a Sunday. Even though I said it was open, it was closed. So, and we were going to go for a later showing of it. So, a later showing of Indiana Jones. But, because we couldn't go to that, we had to go to an earlier movie, which was fine, But we couldn't go see Indiana Jones because, well, that showing had already started, so we went to see Ninja Turtles, and we were just fine. But, so we all watched it together with family on Disney Plus, and that's... So, it was one of those things. I actually saw this at Walmart, the Blu-ray, and I passed. You know what? I have the original 3, and I think I'm fine. Love the original 3, by the way. Temple of Doom is my favorite. You guys all know that. I've never hated Crystal Skull. Came into Crystal Skull, never hated it, but it is the worst one. And I'm calling you out, Tony. Okay, it's not nice to call. It's not smart to call out YouTubers that are more famous than you. But he is the famous Tony from Hack the Movies, so he's more famous than all the YouTubers. So, anyone calling him out is less famous than him. But so he says this is the worst one, and his co-host Johanna, and the Space Cat. They said it was the worst one. Well, Space Cat meowed at it, but no, it is not. There's some eye-rolling stuff, like the whole MacGuffin, this Dial of Destiny. It's not even a time travel weapon. It's just supposed to find fissures in time, which is kind of lame. But I get it. They have to make it more realistic, right? Because everybody thought Aliens was too out there, so we gotta make it realistic. Let's not forget the object that melted people's faces off, or the Shankara stones that glowed, and people pulling out hearts and drinking blood and turning them into zombies, or not zombies, but mind controlling people, or the holy freaking grail that permits immortality, although that didn't work for Sean Connery's character because he ended up dying anyway, but which was kind of stupid on Spielberg's part to write that. I always thought, he died? How? He drank from the... So was it bull? No, because that guy's been there since the Crusades. I don't know. But Aliens was too much. Right? Aliens was too much. So we got to dial it down, make it more realistic. So this doesn't send you through time as much as it finds fissures in time, which are just around, apparently. It's a little lame. And then, of course, everybody was up in arms because they're going to have a female character in this. Let's not forget all the other female characters that were with Indiana Jones. Oh, but this is 2023. This is Kathleen Kennedy. We got to hate on that, right? And I'm not defending Phoebe Waller-Bridge, but she was fine. She was just fine. I had a problem with, like, how they connected the character to Indiana Jones. It's his godfather. It's his goddaughter. God damn it. It's his goddaughter. Alright, Helena. Of his best friend, Toby Jones, who we'd never met in any other film before this. Like, this Shaw guy. It's kind of like Ray Winstone's character in the last one. Oh yeah, we've been on a lot of adventures. They do that in a lot of these, actually. The first one. Or, no, not the first one, but the second one. We're going on a lot of adventures, Indy. Oh yeah, who are you? But yeah, Toby Jones introduced in a flashback segment, which of course people are going to roll their eyes at because they had to de-age him. And for the most part, I think it looks fine. It's when they have to have him move around. And they used Anthony Gruber, who, by the way, is a fantastic impressionist. I've followed him on YouTube for years, and then when I had to change my account from my old one to this one, somehow his channel didn't switch over. I don't know why, but I forgot his name. Okay, but then I've read the credits on Wikipedia, and I saw it, and I go, hey, wait a minute, I know that guy's name, and it was him. Great impressionist, much like Ross Marquand, who I also followed. And does he have a YouTube channel? I don't know, but he's doing stuff too, so good for that. But we had this whole flashback sequence, the young Indiana Jones, because we need Indiana Jones to do stuff, but when you're 80 plus years old, you can't do that really. He does some stuff, but you gotta have a whole adventure. So we do this whole thing at the beginning with Mads Mikkelsen's character, who is a Nazi. Yes, the Nazis are back. But it's Indiana Jones. There's only one movie that doesn't have Nazis. Well, no, the last one was Russians. So, but think about it. Every time they deviate from the Nazi format, it's a bad movie, right? Temple of Doom's bad, and there's no Nazis. This one, well, they say it's bad. I love Temple of Doom, by the way. It's got newfound respect in recent years, though. Crystal Skull is bad. No Nazis. Also, another thing they brought back in this one that is not in the bad movies. Sala! 4 or 5 minutes. And the end of the movie. Now, admittedly, John Rhys Davies is getting up there. And it is nice to see Sala. But, so they go back, they introduce Toby Jones as this new character named Shaw. Something Shaw that's with him. And then it's like revealed that his goddaughter is this guy's this guy's daughter. And I was talking over this with my son last night. We were getting ready to go to bed and stuff. I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense if she was Marcus's daughter? Or Oxley's daughter or granddaughter? Wouldn't that make much more sense? Right? If she was connected to someone we actually knew? You know, now, obviously, you're not going to be able to, you know, put them in an opening, you know, flashback because both actors have passed away. John Hurt and I'm sorry, I don't remember you guys. Actor who played him. I don't remember. I'm not gonna dig through my stuff either. But they passed away. Like the actor who played Marcus passed away before Crystal Skull. John Hurt has obviously passed away in the interim. So won't really get either of those. But it would make more sense if she was the daughter, but Oxley granddaughter, because I think John Hurt is technically older. Maybe. I don't know. But, you know, where they are. 1969, by the way, which is when we went to the moon. And I do think that's funny because Shia LaBeouf was in the last one, and that was Even Stevens. So we went to the moon in 1969. That's where the movie takes place. But, yeah, you introduce this entirely new character so we can justify this new female character. You could have just... Let's take out this entire 20 minutes of the opening of the film, which introduces our villain, sure. But if you wanted to do flashbacks, why not start with this opening where it kind of rehashes the last one, where Indy's down on his luck. He's separated from Marion because, of course, we gotta have that. And something happened with Mutt, but we don't know what's going on, you know. And it's 1969. It's Moon Day, you know, because we go to the moon in 1969. The year my mom was born. Excuse me, my son's grandma. And yeah, that's all happening. And of course, he's an old curmudgeon guy who doesn't like the noise from the kids making noise and all that. And yeah. And then, so, because all you have to do is start here and then have this whole thing where he's at class and this woman is there and she reveals to be his goddaughter. And she could be Marcus's daughter or granddaughter at this point because they're around the same. So Marcus's granddaughter, right? So, yeah, Marcus or Oxley's granddaughter. You know? It could work. It could, but they had to do this whole 20-minute thing to introduce this character that really has no other bearing on the movie except for her and this dial that they were searching for. Right? You know, you could tie it back to his dad, too. You could say that Marcus and his father were searching for it, because they were, you know, in the beforehand. Excuse me, my belt is... Oh, that's better. They were searching for the dial beforehand, but never found it. But Indy has the one half they had because it was left behind. So he has it stored in his office, which is where he has it in the movie. But, yeah, no. Helena... And they made her... Like, she's actually an arms dealer or something. She's a black market dealer trying to sell these things to people for money. And why do you have to make her like that? Why can't she just be an ally? Why can't she just want to find it because her father tried to find it? And, like, you can say, well, he died before he was able to find it and I want to do it. No. You know. But no, they set her up as this, she's one of those stereotypical characters in a Fincher movie that flips sides here and there, you know. I do like how in the opening thing they were mentioning the Spear of Destiny, or the Holy Lance, as it was. And my son and I are going through Legends of Tomorrow, and we were on season 2. We are in season 3 now, but at the time we were in the middle of season 2. And when they said Holy Lance, it was subtitles, but like because they were speaking in German. When they said Holy Lance, we both looked at each other and they got a smile. I'm like, I did not expect that because but they say that that's a fake in this universe, or at least the one that they have. I think it would have made more sense if they're going after the Holy Lance, because, you know, in Legends of Tomorrow they say that it could not travel through time, but can rewrite reality. So you could play on that with time and stuff. But apparently this thing was created by Archimedes, not the owl from the sword from the Sword and the Stone, but the actual Archimedes, the scientist. But yeah, and so she comes to him, and it turns out it's just you have these government people, and so the one thing that I've always hated about action adventure films is that you know a lot of them have the trope of no matter where the hero goes or what he does, the bad guys always find them. And every single time Indy and the girl, they go somewhere, the villains are always right fucking there. And it's so annoying. Even when they ditch them and they go a million miles in the opposite fucking direction that the bad guys are. And they go down into deepest, darkest oceans to find this thing. By the time they go up, bad guys are right there. And I'm just going, oh, come on. Why do we have to keep doing this? Even when they get away after that into a place like they're going away, right? And then all of a sudden, you have Matt Mikkelsen with his goggles going, they're going to us away. Or whatever he says. They're turning left. Or they're going west instead of going right, going east, where they thought they were going to go because they tricked them. But no, that's the only time, by the way, that they explain how they find them. Every other time they just do. Whereas this time he's got his little things. They're going west, and it's just like, okay, but that's the only time in the movie that they explain how the bad guys know where they're going. There's also a little kid character here that people will compare to Short Round, but Short Round forever will be the best kid character in any movie ever. So this kid is just kind of boring. He's fine. He's just there. They got this big henchman that just gets getting taken care of by being handcuffed underwater by the kid. I don't know. And then I didn't like the payoff to the time travel thing. So first of all, the plan for Mads Mikkelsen is to go back in time and kill Hitler. And at first you think, okay, why are we trying to stop him then? Let him kill him. But then, you really think about it, he's going to kill Hitler and take his place. Oh, because he knows what Hitler did wrong, so now he can do the right stuff. Okay, so now we have to stop him. Only we find out that this dial of destiny that can, I'm going to use the duct tape as a proxy. So this Dial of Destiny, after they put the pieces together, because of course it's a whole 2.5 hour movie of, we have this piece, we gotta find the second piece. No, it's actually this thing that could tell us, no, we gotta burn it down into wax. Now it tells us the actual place. And that's where it's like, oh, they read the tablet thing and tell Mads Mikkelsen where they're gonna go, and then actually they steal the thing and run off, and then they're like, no, we gotta burn it. It melts the wax inside, and it actually tells us where it is. So we're gonna go, and they won't find us. And then we have scene where Mads Mikkelsen, they're going west. So, like, yeah, but this thing, the text fishes in time to travel to. But in the lamest execution of this, they can only go back to Sicily in the time of Archimedes to stop the Trojan War. Because that's what he designed it for. That's the only place they can go to. And then because they have a whole thing where they find Archimedes' resting place, his grave, and the body in there has a watch, and they have a picture drawing of a plane. Oh, he used it. And this is, you watch this at the end, you think, oh no, the plane, they see the plane, he drew it. The watch was left behind by one of the henchmen. Boyd Holbrook's character, I think it is, leaves the watch behind, so that's how he has them. Well, I thought, this is where Indy's like, just leave me, I have nothing left, and like, is this how we're going to end? Because he's already been shot, and so he'd bleed out for hours and hours and not die, because this is a movie. And it's like, I have nothing left, leave me here to die, I will die here. And like, Ellen's like, no, you're not going to do that, no, leave me, let me here, let me go. I'm just like, if they did just leave him there and were forced to run off, it's like stupid. Also, the method of time travel is you have to get in a plane, fly into the air to find the fissure, and go through that way. And it's like only a two-way situation here and wherever it is you're coming from. So, Sicily then and wherever you're coming from, which is probably Sicily there. So it's like, but Sicily's the only place you can go, so it doesn't matter where you're starting from, I guess, unless you have to start from Sicily because that's where it detects the fissure, I guess. It's kind of a lame way of time travel, especially when you watch time travel shows like I have, especially when we're watching Legends of Freaking Tomorrow doing this, and they have a wave rider, and this is like, so stupid when you're watching this show, which is stupid, but still, it better method of time travel than just you can find the fissure in air. And so it's like, okay, like, we see that the kid, whose name is Teddy, I guess, has a plane. So that's how they're going to get back, which is why they have him follow them so they have a plane to get back because the other one's going to be destroyed. So, okay, but like, how are they getting, like, he lands and then, come on, we gotta go. No, leave me here to die. And she knocks him unconscious. And then, after all that, and it's a 2.5-hour movie, so now we get close to the end. So we can't show them trying to get back. You think the biggest suspense were, because they say it's closing, so they think the biggest suspense would be trying to get back before it closes. No, she knocks him out, and then he just wakes up and he's back home. It's like, really, we're not even trying to have any suspense whether or not he's going to. Which, by the way, the whole opening thing would have him hanging, and it's like, no, he's not going to die. They're going to hang him. I'm like, are we supposed to be suspended? He's hanging there, and he's trying to not. I'm like, this is supposed to be suspenseful because we know he's not going to die. This is before Crystal Skull happened, so But then you get here, and we get basically wrap up and callback. So like, there is callbacks, like he said, he drank the blood of Kali, and you have Sala in there. And so the biggest callback, though, is Marion shows up, which I knew from the back of the Blu-ray when I looked at it, but I'm like, okay, when is she showing up? And I forgot about that she was even going to show up. So when she showed up, I was literally surprised, like, oh, because I forgot. Like, she comes in and, like, they make up for some reason because the movie's almost over, so they got to make up. But she only shows up here. At least they tried to do something in Crystal Skull, right? Here it's just like, oh, they have to make up because it's the end of the movie. Hi, Grinch. But they have to make up because it's the end of the movie. So they do the thing where they kind of make up and it's, oh, where doesn't it hurt? And kiss the elbow, like the original one, and then it ends with the hat, and he grabs the hat. But this is the last one. Like, they saw Disney. Literally, this is what happened: is that we could continue this afterwards in some way, shape, or form. And then Disney saw the box office returns, like, nah, this is the last one. It should be. Harrison Ford is in his 80s, for God's sake. No. A lot of people thought, they could continue with Helena, just fine. I'm one of those who wouldn't have minded if Shia LaBeouf took over after Crystal Skull, because honestly, people hate Indiana Jones. People don't want to recast him. But here's the thing: if you want to do a young Indiana Jones thing, just get Anthony and Gruber, and don't put CGI on him. Do a young Indiana Jones show. Indiana Jones in his 30s, right? Because Harrison Ford was like 40 when they shot it, in his 30s, and just do that. And you look at Anthony and Gruber; he looks a lot like Harrison Ford, so you can do that and make him maybe some makeup touch-ups, but makeup, not CGI. Do some makeup touch-ups to do it. Think of this: Dr. Loomis in Halloween Kills. That was prosthetics. Mostly it was just a guy who looked like Donald Pleasance, but most was prosthetics. No CGI. Just add some prosthetics to this guy. He can be young Indiana Jones. I wouldn't mind that. I don't know about his acting prowess, but if anything was to go by, they kind of pushed the two performances together at the beginning. But yeah, overall, this is going to get a middle of the road. A low middle of the road, but a middle of the road nonetheless. I liked it fine. Do I need to rush out and buy the Blu-ray? No. I'm fine with the first 3, and they're only on DVD. Because the Blu-ray collections are going to have the other 2. And while I wouldn't mind having them, it's like my Die Hard collection with 5 Die Hard movies or 4 Die Hard movies in the coaster. What is it? I don't even remember the name. A Good Day to Die Hard. A Good Day to Suck. But no. But like these 2 are not that bad. But in the end, I just want to watch the first 3. They're the best ones. They have the most nostalgia for me. It's great. The music in here is good. John Williams, of course. James Mangold directed, and I think what he did was fine. A lot of the problems was the writing. But it's not the worst Indiana Jones movie. No. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was worse. I know there's a lot of, CGI stuff here, but think about this. Okay, it's going to be cheaper to do CGI than practical stuff. And fourth part, it didn't look that bad. Not like the stuff in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So overall, this is the middle of the road. It's fine. It's fine. It's not terrible. It's fine. So, what are your thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Let me comments below the section. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.